Okay, I've pushed record.
Baritones.
Oh no.
I'm just going to go pee.
Yet again.
He already peed.
I can't.
Have you been to the movies with him?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one.
how fucking bad is that? You like get your popcorn and all that, and then you go past the bathroom and you like go to the toilet. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll go pee." And he pees, and then you go
sit down.
sitting down,
Ready for the movie to start.
Yeah, and you're watching the trailers of the new ones, and he goes, "I think I gotta go pee." And he goes pees again.
Yeah.
And then just as the movie's about to start, he stresses and he's like, "I've got to go. I've got to go."
It's got a nervous bladder.
I'm back from the pee. There's something that happens inside me when something's about to start. You know, it's the same when I do a gig.
Yeah.
If I pee several times.
Oh my God, so many. I remember early on when I was doing stand-up, like the first couple of years in at Star Bar, and the security guard, I had to walk past him and get him to let me in every time. And I was making a joke of it. I was like, "Sorry, man, just go to the bathroom again. Sorry." And I came back and I'm like, "That's the last time, I promise." And I said that so many times, it got to the point where he went, "I'll believe that when I see it."
I say that frequently to you.
Yeah, you do. You do. Should I do our intro?
Yeah.
I can't remember what button it is. God, I'm going to get it wrong.
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah,
No?
got it wrong.
You should just label them. There's so many buttons.
Oh, my God, yes, that would be smart.
Do you think so?
A little post-it note.
Yeah.
Maddie kicking us off in 3, 2, 1.
Hello? I didn't kiss anyone. Hi, Tyler. You're the real bad boy.
Anyone want a titty squeeze?
Still sounds so good in surround sound.
You like it?
I do. You just mouthed anyone want a titty squeeze bit.
I know, it's a good drop. It's a good drop.
Which made me laugh.
Hey, everyone, please welcome to the show my brother, Matthew Giles.
Yay, Matt.
Hello.
Good to have you here.
Thanks, guys.
This is really nice to have you here. Maddie, you're
The cousins are hanging out tonight.
Yeah, so we've got Zelda, Maddie's dog, and we've got Marty, our dog. And boy, oh boy, it took them a long time to settle down, but now they're fine.
Finally settled.
Well, just for context,
Mike up here.
Oh, sorry.
You're down here. Hi. Hi, guys.
I don't know how sensitive the microphones are. I've
you
never
gotta be
done
close.
this.
You
It's
gotta
the
be
first time
close.
I've ever spoken into a microphone.
Is that true?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, yes. Yes. It is.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never.
Why would I speak into a microphone?
I don't know. You've not done any type of thing on stage where you've had to go, "Hi, everyone." No, what are you talking about? You've given speeches at weddings and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
You know, all the Giles weddings that worked out, you know?
Yeah.
All the Giles boys' weddings that worked out.
Yeah.
There's several of them, you know?
Yeah.
Mine included.
all of you have been married, I think, 5 times each.
What have we got? So I've been married once.
Yeah.
You've been married once.
Yeah.
Darren's been married 3 times.
3 times.
3 times now. Yeah, he's on his 3rd wife now.
Wow.
So we've had 5 different women
5, yeah.
come
5.
in and out. Yeah.
Wow.
And Cherie's still on her first.
She's still on the first, but
but
no, look, I reckon they will. I reckon they will
There you
stay
go.
together, and I really hope for it. But if it doesn't turn out, and we have to go to another wedding, I would not be surprised. Just the general,
trajectory of the thing.
Well, just the Giles.
Yeah.
It's the Giles pattern.
It is the Giles pattern. I am sick of weddings now, you know.
I have not been to many.
Is that true? You've not been to weddings?
I haven't been to many either.
Not many.
Is that right?
Yeah, if any. No, I've been to I've only been to 2 cousin weddings, I think.
Is that
I think that's it.
Matthew, you've
be
got to hold it
honest.
in front.
I've got to hold it in
Yeah,
front.
Like an
that.
arrow into
Like
your
that.
mouth.
Arrow into your mouth. Now, it's really exciting to have Matt on because he's a long-term listener of the show.
I've listened to every episode.
Is that
He
true?
loves it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll give you a thumbs up.
Yeah, you've listened to every episode. You've rated us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 stars, I hope.
Yeah.
Imagine he
He's
did
like,
3. He did 3. we go on. There's like some anonymous one that's given like a lot of feedback. They meander a lot. It takes a while to
Off
get
topic
into.
a lot. Sorry, I try to keep you on track. It's hard.
No, I really enjoy the podcast. I think it's great.
Thanks, Matt.
Well, thanks for coming on. We just wanted to get somebody on here to say, see, it's good. I'll
That's all. Well, that's all from Matt, and good night.
Well, thanks for having me. That's great.
There's so many questions I want to ask you about our childhood, but it's actually more about your childhood, because I know everything about our childhood, the stuff that we experienced together.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I haven't spoken to you about is like the stuff I wasn't there for. So you in school, and you like
There was many years of that.
I know, and
There's a big age difference between us.
There is.
How many years between you guys?
Matt is 73.
73.
73 years old.
This year?
Yeah,
73?
this year,
God, that comes
73,
around
so-
quick, doesn't
No, what
it?
is it? 6 years?
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 years between us.
Now, before we get into that, there is one thing that we need to do.
Yeah.
Weeds with Maddie.
Welcome back to everyone's favourite segment.
Oh,
It's In the
God.
Weeds with Maddie.
Is this a weekly thing now?
Well, I don't know. I'm worried that we're going to shove it down people's throats too much. You know, my problem is when something new and exciting happens, I just fucking lean into it really hard. But at the same time, I think there is an update this week, which is the thing that I just wanted to share, and I told it to you this morning, was the fact that you've got this contraption.
Yeah.
That you
It's
do you
a
want to talk
machine.
about it? Do you want to talk about
It's machinery that I
Yeah.
have to use.
Oh, I should say, welcome back to In the Weeds, where we talk about Maddie's job of indoor and outdoor plant maintenance that she takes very seriously. You've got this little contraption.
Yeah, so it's a giant sort of water tank, and I roll it around the shops.
Yeah.
and I use it
It's
to
a
water the
drum.
plants.
It's a drum.
Yeah, I
You
saw it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
out
I was
there
looking at it,
charging
yeah.
at the moment, so I have to charge it. It has a battery.
Yeah, and we call it Bessie. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
so-
Bessie, she's gotten me through. Oh, she's gotten me through some tough times. Yeah.
Danny's nicknamed it Bessie because
Yeah.
it's heavy. I have to get it in and out of my van. It's cumbersome, but it saves me a lot of time, generally speaking. So it has a pump.
It has a pump. Yeah.
And the other day I was complaining to Danny that it was really slow and that the water wasn't coming out properly and it was really slowing down my day. And I was very stressed. Danny said, well, I used to work with pumps.
I was a pool boy. I've worked with filters and pumps and all of that kind of stuff.
And these little dicky Speedos.
Yeah. No, I was never in Speedos.
You were.
You were just in the factory.
You went and
I
cleaned
was in
Elaine's pool weekly.
Factory is a strong word. It was a pool shop. Yeah.
It was a pool shop.
I sometimes went out on the road, like a few times.
Yeah.
the road.
And I'd have to like help when they service the pumps and stuff. But
Did you?
Yeah, go on.
You were a pool boy though. You went and cleaned pools and old women would ogle
mainly
you.
I was in the shop. And they'd come in and they would be like, oh, hey, can I get my water tested? And we'd test the pH levels and stuff. And I used to act like I was in a kitchen and used to flip their bottles and like, I used to make a performance
You
of it.
did not.
I did. And one time a kid said to his dad, why is he doing that? Because
What? Okay, so look, you're like pretending you're like doing.
hold it closer to your goddamn mic. Do you have a goddamn mouth? Yeah.
As bad as my grandma.
Yeah, I know.
You're pretending you're like
I know.
like a bartender, like
Yeah,
flaring.
exactly.
Like,
Wow.
I would add
flicking
flair.
around.
And I
Yeah.
remember I turned around and I said, oh, it's just for show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally
As you're
like,
there flipping,
Bar-
I was like
Bartender.
flipping it, yeah.
chlorine bottles.
And sometimes I'd coyote ugly, like I'd get on the...
pour it all over yourself.
He takes off his shirt and he's just pouring chlorine.
And then I come
all
out and I
over.
go, so you're probably going to need about 7 litres of chlorine. I'd get half a drum of acid in there. Yeah.
Because I have just poured it all over myself.
Yeah. But anyway, so when you said this to me, I was so excited to assert my masculinity back into this relationship because right now it is Maddie driving around a fucking tradie van, carrying all of this heavy equipment around, and me being like, I'm home, just got to edit my documentary. Like, and which is fine. I'm not insecure about, but it was an opportunity for me to be like, here's the thing.
Yeah, I can help you fix it.
So I said to Maddie, look, I know if water's not pumping, there's 100%, well, not 100%, but it's what it's likely to be is there's something stuck in the filter. Right?
Yeah.
And she was like, ooh, fanning her face, like, oh, he knows about filters. Anyway, no, she wasn't. She didn't care. Anyway, so I said, so we got to take it apart and get out the filter, right? And
yeah.
then-
So we had to undo these screws that this thing was covering the battery in the filter. There's these bolts we had to undo. We had like a, wrench thing. You couldn't get them undone.
I couldn't get it undone. And you, in the most kind of like tradey, oh my God, look at my hopeless wife way, which is like, give it to me, get out of the way, get out of the way, just give it to me. Yeah, just and then she got in there, unscrewed every fucking single one, and then we got it out, and then I was like, right, my time to shine.
You're just turning it the wrong way.
He was. That's the thing. He was. I kept saying,
Matthew,
I'm like, to the left, to the left.
If I could have even gotten it one rung off, like it was so bad. Then I was like, okay, it's my time to shine. I'll get in there. I'll get the filter out. And I'm like, oh. And you went, oh, it's obviously there because you can see the gunk in there. Because I was like, I don't know where the filter is. And you're like, it's right there. Because the gunk's there, so it's got to be there. And I was like, okay. And I'm pushing it in and I turned it. And then
It had
you were
a
like,
cap on it.
give it to me. Go get the kettle on. And then you just undid the filter, took it apart. And
Cleaned
you
it
just,
out myself.
Yeah.
Is it all working now?
It's all good now.
Yeah, she fixed it.
I fixed it myself.
You just go play with Lego.
Yeah.
Put the kettle on.
Just put the kettle on. If you want to make yourself useful, just fucking. Oh God!
Give it to me. Give it to me.
You're on the phone to your boss. Sorry about that, Brownie. The old fucking ball and chain doesn't want to. Fucking.
I will bring it back to some nostalgia though. Something that happened this week.
Oh please.
So when I drive my van, especially in the morning when it's dark, I go really slow, and there's a lot of people get stuck behind me, and I feel a bit bad about that. But going up the windy roads around here, it's really scary in the dark.
It is,
So
yeah.
I
It's
end up
dodgy
going,
roads.
and I don't entirely trust my work van, so I go really slow, and I got overtaken on a double line
Oh, that's a big no-no to overtake.
by the lube mobile.
133032.
Yeah.
The kid.
Yeah.
By the lube mobile. Like the kid was
Lube-mobile,
in there.
The
like,
original one.
Oh
yeah.
my God. That's really.
I gave him a big thumbs down.
Did you?
I'll tell you that.
Did you? Did you call the number? You didn't even need to look at his license plate. You're like, don't worry, I know the number. That's still
13, 30, 30.
that's stuck in my head. Yeah, you can't be misbehave in the Lube-mobile van because people know what number to call.
They will know that number.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I think that was good with the In the Weeds at Maddie. So, Matthew, bringing it back to you. First of all, you went to Beacon Hill Primary.
Yep.
And we also lived in the United States the first couple of years of my life. You and Darren and Cherie,
All
not
of the
as much
Giles'
Cherie, but
siblings.
remember it.
Yeah.
You-
Me and Darren went to school there,
That's crazy.
which was that's a whole experience.
So that was primary school, and please move the microphone for closer. Yeah, thank you.
I'm taking it off.
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
kill
whatever
you,
you need to do.
I'll take it off the scale.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they called it. I think Darren was was a freshman
Right.
high school.
Is
Yeah.
that a thing in Australia?
But before
No,
we
this
jump
is
in,
in America.
let's set it up. Where in America?
Oh, sorry,
Why
America,
were we
yep.
there, and how old were the two of you?
Okay, so we were in Kansas City,
Random.
Wow.
Yeah, middle America.
middle of America, in a
in the
place.
in the 90s.
You
yeah.
went over there because your dad was selling
Yeah.
Bibles.
So we were So we were
Yes.
in Kansas City in a place called Oakland Park in Kansas City. Dad went over there to sell Scripture Union books.
Wow.
So remember you
Gideon's Bible, right?
No, not the Gideons.
Oh.
It was I can't remember the name of it. CES or something.
Okay.
Like Christian Education something or other.
System. Yep. No.
I don't know. I don't even know if it was CES. It was
Okay.
something like that, like
All right.
a 3-letter thing. So
Wow.
we went over there, and we were based in Kansas City in Oakland Park. We had a house there, and then
Okay. How old were you guys?
so we went there in 1991.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
We were there when The Simpsons started.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, me and Darren went over to there was a shopping centre across the road from us, or like a K down the road.
Yeah.
And they had the launch of The Simpsons.
Oh
and
my God.
they aired the first episode there. It was a promo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you remember this?
Yeah, and so they had like a little TV sitting there.
A little TV?
Well, it would have been. It was 91.
Like a big screen?
like
Or-
smaller than your home TV.
and where was
sort of
in a
thing.
car park or like where was
No,
it?
no, in the shopping centre.
Oh my God.
I think it might have been.
Wow.
I think it may have been projected, like a small,
Sure.
Little
small
square.
little square.
Little projected
and
square.
just a bunch
Compared
of
to
seats.
today's day, imagine launching a network show in a shop. I mean, it
In
would have
a
been shopping
shopping
centres
centre,
all over
Just
the
a
country.
little-
all around the country.
Just a little
and then
square.
so there was just like a bunch of seats, a small stage, and then like like a projector
Cute.
screen playing it.
And you went to it.
yeah.
I
we
actually
sat there
remember
and watched it.
Dad talking about this and saying that people came out dressed as The Simpsons. Or was that a
I
lie?
can't remember. I think there were.
And how old were you? Sorry.
I was 9 years old. I was 9 years
Oh
old.
wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I was
Okay.
9 years old, and I think actually they had people dressed up in Simpson characters, but they were part of the whole thing. They were part of
Okay.
the-
Can
part
we
of the
just
show.
go back? Because this is something I've never asked or got your perspective on. How are you and Darren feeling? And Cherie, how were you guys feeling about moving to America? Were you scared? Were you excited?
No, I remember me and Darren were super excited, like really, really excited about it because all of the cartoons,
Yep.
all of the entertainment, it was all American.
All
And so
things that kids care
That's
about.
it,
Yeah,
and
yeah, for
McDonald's
sure.
and everything, and we were just thinking, oh my god, we're going to the homeland
going to
of
McDonald's.
all of that. Yeah.
America is McDonald's.
No,
we
McDonald's
are living
is
in
French,
McDonald's.
isn't
Yeah, so we were very.
It's a lovely French restaurant. No, it's not. It's French fries.
Yeah, so we were really excited about it.
Welcome
we
to
like
Le
to-
McDonald's.
introduce the world to McDonald's. No. Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
so
excited.
we were
Yeah.
super excited about it. I do remember I didn't really think about the fact that I'd be leaving my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then when that sort of sunk in, I was like, oh shit. And I got a bit sad and depressed. And then I was a bit scared going over and meeting new people. And rightly so, because the States was insane and going to school there was insane and the children were insane.
Oh my God. Tell
Really?
me. Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
mean, this
it
is
was-
middle America, so I'm presuming a lot of religious families.
Huge religious, huge
Was it a religious
Christian-
school?
No, it wasn't a religious school. It was the stock standard public school that was there.
Thank goodness.
But there's I had a little friend across the road.
A little friend.
Yeah, her name was Katie, and we'd walk to school together.
Cute.
She had this hectic Doberman.
Doberman. Doberman.
Doberman.
Doberman.
I hit the G.
Doberman is it's the evolution of Doberman, like in Pokemon. It goes from Doberman.
Yeah, when you have a Doberman and it
Doberman.
evolves, it becomes Doberman.
Doberman. It's just bigger.
You need to give it the Thunderstone, though.
Yeah, so she had this hectic Doberman, and we would. Every time I'd pick her up, this fucking dog, it was behind this fence or in the garage, and it would just be jumping against the fence or the
wow.
garage,
Oh, wow.
and the whole thing would be shaking. It's just go, "Roar, roar, roar, roar."
Whoa.
And would you have to pretend like you weren't scared? Like,
Oh, I was fucking terrified.
there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, teacup. How are you?
Do you want to come in and pat him? I'm okay.
And one day when I was coming home from school, we were walking up to her house, and
Yeah.
then her dad was in the garage, and he opened the garage door, and the dog wasn't on a leash.
Oh, no.
The dog just ran straight out
Oh,
and jumped
no.
on top of me and started biting at my neck.
Biting.
Just
Like actual bites?
Yeah.
Oh, my
And
God.
I had puncture wounds
Shit.
around my neck. And then when we went to the hospital, I remember Mum just going fucking nuts
Yeah.
at their parents. And there was this
Wow.
whole thing.
Yeah.
We went to the hospital and they checked me out. And we were walking out of
And
the
you said to
hospital.
Katie, same time tomorrow?
We were walking out
Pick
of
you up tomorrow.
I
Your
hope you don't
neck is
think I'm a wuss.
bandaged up.
we were walking out of the hospital, and then I just remember looking down and just seeing blood.
And the dog was still on your arm? No, go on.
and just seeing blood like on my shirt.
Oh,
and then
jeez.
God.
and then of course I think I was still in shock, and then I felt this pain underneath my arm, and they hadn't checked me out properly, but I had this huge puncture wound
Oh my god.
in my armpit from the dog's claw.
Oh my gosh.
And then so we had to turn around and go back in, and then they stitched up that as well.
Oh.
What was the relationship with Katie after that?
Yeah, good. We still walked to school together and stuff. In the winter time, it'd be snowing, obviously.
Oh, wow.
And we used to you'd make a small little snowball.
Yeah.
And then you'd
You
put it
throw
on
it at the dog.
You'd put it on the ground, and you'd start off and you'd just gently kick it, and it would grow
Cool.
larger and larger,
wow.
and then it would get the size of a soccer ball, and then you start pushing it with your hands, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It keeps collecting the snow, and then it would just get so big we couldn't push it, and then you just leave it and go back and just head to work.
So did you have a crush on Katie?
I think I did have a small crush on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Did you ever
Nothing ever blossomed
ever
from
blossomed.
it.
Did you ever
No.
tell her?
I don't know. No.
Well, we've got Katie on the phone.
Oh, if only.
No, there's only a few people that sort of really stood out when I was going to primary school there.
in America?
In America, and
Yeah.
one was this guy Kyle,
Yeah.
who was
It's
this
always a Kyle.
who was
Yeah.
this small cool kid with like slick back blonde hair.
Yeah.
So there was a talent show. Everyone was going in and doing bits and bobs. Some people playing musical instruments. He decided to do his rendition of Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby.
Not know where that was going.
I had a feel, but you weren't expecting it. I was kind of thinking it.
And I can't remember what I said to him, but I upset him. And I don't know if it was before the performance or after the performance.
You're like, Kyle,
But
I'm not as good as Vanilla.
I think I did. I think I'd
Kyle,
like.
this is gonna suck, dude. This is really bad. Look at you, Kyle. Like he's in front of the mirror, like getting all
Yeah.
prepped up. Matt comes up and goes, "You look ridiculous, dude. You look
I
ridiculous."
think it was, and anyway, so I upset him, and then the next day in the playground, there was like a bit of a physical alteration between us, and
Altercation,
I can't
right.
Alteration.
altercation. I don't. I can't-
If you use the word altercation and you use a thunderstone, it evolves out of
You get Doberman.
So I can't remember. I can't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
all I remember is the teacher, Mrs. McCafferty, who was.
McCafferty.
Yeah, Mrs.
Isn't it funny?
McCafferty.
These names just stick in your brains forever.
And so
yeah.
she came up to me and she went off at me, and I just clearly, I don't know why this is stuck in my head, but she just went to me. She went, "Matthew, you can't do that. Kyle is one of the cool kids."
Sorry. Sorry. Implying that you weren't.
Implying that I wasn't, and that he was a cool kid, and I couldn't damage his reputation.
And yeah, please tell me that you said to her, "I understand that, miss, but look at him. He's doing Ice Baby, and you just want me to not say anything?"
I remember his
That's
dance.
a bold move.
I remember his dance routine, and it was really shit. And
Yeah.
that's probably why I commented on it.
Shit, yeah.
I probably commented on
You're
it.
like,
Probably said this.
Your choreography,
This
it's
shit
not good.
is bad, Kyle. It's
but
bad.
yeah, I just remember. So he was like crying off in the corner.
He was
and
crying.
Mrs. McCafferty was scolding me, saying you can't do that because he's
the
one of the cool kid.
right?
And I don't.
He's gonna.
What I don't understand
she
is-
maps it out. She's like, he's gonna lose his virginity first. All right, he's gonna be okay later. Listen. He's gonna be cool now, but later his life's gonna suck.
This is all he's got.
Yeah.
And so we just have to keep these years good.
Yeah,
for
these
him.
years are good for him.
But what I don't understand is why was she sitting there and categorizing the children and going,
It's
"All right,
wild."
How did she know?
He's the cool kid. And that guy's a dead shit loser.
Oh, 100%. The stories that I've told on this is like a teacher calling me to the front and being like, "Daniel, why did you eat the chocolate first?"
Yes,
And me,
yes, I remember
thinking
that
I was
time,
in,
that's right.
and me thinking I was in trouble. And now, all these years later, I'm like, what the fuck business is it of hers?
Yeah,
did she
why do
ask
they
that?
care?
There's so many things where I think teachers just get bored and they just have to.
They involve themselves in the politics.
100%.
Yeah.
The whole experience was very strange.
That does sound weird.
And it's stuck in your brain.
It is, and
Yeah,
there's just the daily life at school. So you'd go in, and every day they'd have roll call.
Yeah.
And you'd stand behind your seat. And you always see in American TV shows and movies, they've got like the seat is part of the table, and the table lifts up. And you put
Oh
books
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in
It's
that.
like it's
don't
like
know what-
one piece of furniture.
One piece of furniture.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but that was a thing.
Yeah.
And so every day we'd go in and you'd sit behind your desk, and then everyone would stand up. There'd be an American flag in the right hand corner of the room in every single classroom, and every class did this in the first thing in the morning. And you'd sit there and you'd put your hand to your heart,
Oh my god.
and then you'd go, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
say
of
the
America.
Wow.
You'd say the pledge.
Wow.
Would you sing the national anthem?
And we sang the national anthem, but that
Wow.
wasn't every day. But sang
At
the pledge
assemblies.
to the flag every single fucking day.
That's crazy.
It's like it's brainwashing.
yeah.
And you can see, like, now that I experience that, I look back, like I look on the TV and I see people going like, USA,
Yeah,
USA.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's just from such a young
From a young age, they're like,
Yeah.
America is so good and you're better than everyone.
Whereas you cut to our kids and we're like, we belong to Beacon Hill. Our school is always will.
Be a part of our growing.
We're singing a song about the school that we're going to leave in 3 years, you know? And that forever. And that, you know what I mean? We're pledging allegiance to our primary school. And for the
our
rest of our
school.
life, we just remember that song. It's insane.
And did you start to adopt the accent?
Yeah, so both me and Darren heavily got the American accent.
How long did this stick around for?
A long time. Even when we came back to the States, it took us probably like a year or something to get rid of it. And I do remember when we returned from the States, I remember my mates, like my old mates, just paying me out about it.
They would.
And all the
yeah.
kids just going,
Oh, you sound funny.
You got so much shit about
Yeah.
it. Well, how long
And-
were you there? A year?
we were there 18 months.
Okay.
We were supposed to be there for a full 2 years, but then Dad's business went belly up.
Did you have a girlfriend while we were over there?
No, I think I had a crush on Katie, but I think nothing ever pursued.
When a dog tried to kill you.
Yeah, and then that kind
A
of
dog
turned
picked
me
up
off
on
a
that
bit.
threat. Yeah. That makes sense that it turned you off a bit.
And I was terrified of dogs after that as well.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
For a
Wow.
long time, dogs would scare
that's
me.
a traumatic event.
Well, at such a young age, at 9 years old,
Yeah.
like almost being killed.
Wow.
Scary.
Was I a baby when this happened?
You're a baby, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing looking back at and remembering those times because you were just a baby in a pram.
Yeah, it's weired.
You just
And what's nuts is you remember me as a baby in a pram.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now
And now
cute.
now look at me.
just a large, just a larger baby without a pram.
No, I've still got the pram.
We take it with us in case he gets tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't remember any sort of young love over in the States. I'm like I was 9, 10. I don't think I was
Prime
very.
age for him.
I don't think I was very
First
interested.
relationship.
You didn't
I-
have a Tyler in your life.
No.
Yeah, you weren't interested.
Yeah.
Fair.
Is there we've got a count for the boyfriend she had in primary school? What is it? What are we up to?
Matt's coming in slut shaming Maddie. I've been wanting to talk about this. So, what
bring
are we
this
going to do
up.
about this little hoe bag over here? Huh?
Well, I mean, it's
No,
just
it is true.
so many in
It is
primary
true.
school.
No,
I thought it was wild.
Yeah.
I thought
No,
it was wild.
And what's even crazier about how many boyfriends you had, Maddie, was it was such a small school. Do you know what I mean? So
It was
she-
slim
There was
picking.
only
Yeah.
5 people in the school.
Literally,
There weren't many.
she was
You
fucking,
dated everyone.
She was fucking Princess Jasmine. They were going, for Prince Ali. Like, I am not a prize to be won. Yeah, no, who was it? So we had Tyler, Robert,
Jake.
Jake,
Yeah.
Nick.
Was there more?
I think there was. They've all been mentioned on the podcast.
Yeah,
We could go back and do a count.
Could.
Yeah,
I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah. I had one, and then one at the end of the thing. So when we got back, you went to Beacon Hill Primary.
Went speaking of primary.
Yeah. You know what was so funny, Matthew, was I always, as a kid, thought you were so cool.
That's because I was.
Huh?
That's because I was.
That's because I was. You see, Daniel, what happened was I dethroned Kyle, right?
I became the cool kid.
What the teacher should have said is she should have gone up to you and gone, congratulations, you're now the cool kid. You stood up to Kyle. You called him out for his stupid little fucking vanilla ice dance.
Because I'd like to have a chat to Mrs. Cavanaugh and go, you know that dance is bullshit. Like,
yeah. I know.
She'd be long dead, though. She'd be long dead.
Oh, yeah.
She was an
a lot of
older lady.
Yeah, as Simon would say, she was at death's door then. Yeah. I want to bring up a story that I remember very well. I don't think you'll remember this, but we were in the car and I was sitting back and I was thinking about Matt. I don't know. I feel like he would have
Wait,
been
all
maybe.
50 Gileses were in the car.
Oh, like in the Tarago.
Yeah, we had.
In the 7-seater.
Oh, no. It was hectic.
Yeah.
There was a heap of you in there.
Just the
like a
whole
bus.
family.
In
like
front
a
of
bus.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Mini bus.
Yeah, a whole bus.
Yeah, it was.
So you were all packed in.
No. So it would have been. I'm pretty sure it was me, Matt, and Dad.
Oh,
Yeah,
and if the car was small enough, one of us would be in the boot.
it's true. It's true.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, and it was me.
100%.
It was
It
me.
was you.
It was me.
Yes,
Quite
it
often.
was
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
the smallest. In the boots, Daniel.
The smallest.
No, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get
You
in the
love
boot.
to be in the boot.
Well, I felt like I was in a movie. You know, I felt like I was getting kidnapped.
were you
It
like
happened
banging
all the
around
time.
back there?
Yeah. What's
like,
that?
were you banging around when they went around the corners? Like,
No, I think I was just having a good time.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when Mum rode the Tarago off. I was in the car.
You were in
Were
the
you in
boot?
I was in the boot.
It was just me and Mum, and I went, no, I'll get in the boot.
Yeah, Mum's been in a lot of accidents.
Oh, God.
Mum was not a great driver. Yeah. So
yeah.
I remember I was in the Tarago, and then I want to go back to the Matt being cool story. But I remember I was in the Tarago and it was just me and Mum. And for some reason, I loved to sit right up the back. I don't know why. It just felt like I was in a spaceship or something. Like Mum was so far away, I was right up
Yeah,
the back.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I remember. Look, I remember doing this thing where I was kind of shifting perspective and moving my head around, and it was making me feel like I was moving the car and controlling
Yeah,
the
yeah.
car.
I used to do that as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's fun.
and then Mum had an accident, and I thought it was my fault.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and she went to hospital, and I remember, and I apologized to her.
I'm
Oh.
sorry.
She looked at me, and she said, "Why did you do that? It was your fault." No, she didn't. But no. I remember she went to hospital, and the Tarago was completely written off. And also, kind of, thank God I sat in the back.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the front didn't. You know, she was fine. But
See,
yeah.
the Tarago had enough seats. It was prior to us getting the Tarago. We had like the RAV4,
yeah.
We had the Tarago, but it was prior to that, and it was the fact that there was 4 kids but 3 seats in the back,
Yeah.
and so one of us would always go into the boot, and that that happened all the time.
I do remember getting in the boot a lot, which seems crazy. But Cherie reminded me that I would get in the boot.
Oh, we used to sneak you in places.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because to stay at a hotel,
Yeah.
the max amount of people you could have in a hotel room was 5.
Yeah. We
And-
definitely snuck you in.
And Dad
places
was like,
that,
"I'm
yeah.
not fucking paying for 2 hotel rooms."
No.
So we'd pull up earlier and go, "Daniel, get in the boot."
Yeah, Dad was
Yeah.
mad.
You used to
stingy.
Houdini me in.
Yeah, he used to.
Sneak you in.
I think I do remember.
He hated spending money.
Yeah. Oh well,
That's
fucking
passed down to me.
Well,
yeah.
they did have 50
he had-
children.
Yeah, he had so many children.
I know,
and
I
he
know,
was
I know.
the sole income earner.
Yeah.
And it was just, and Mum
What a
would just,
nightmare.
just a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I have this memory of Dad sneaking you into a movie,
Oh my God.
and I can't.
He had no shame about it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so funny. Like, Mum and Dad are such religious people, but when it comes to just like capitalism, they're like, "Fuck you." Like, they're like, no, fuck that. I'm not paying for that. Fuck off. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him like sneaking you into a movie.
Yeah.
And I just can't remember how he did.
Was it an M15 movie or something?
No. It was just so he didn't have to pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
Get you in for free.
It was
Well,
like
no, so I
go
think-
in the back
because the other
into
thing
boot.
they do was, I think right up until I was like 7 or 8, they kept saying I was under 4.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
And it sounds like I
think they used to dress you younger as well.
Yeah, is that true? He's a in a pram.
Put a dummy in his
That's
mouth.
why we still have the pram.
Never grew out of
Yeah,
it.
no, it was, and to be fair, I get it. It was fucking expensive. They
Yeah.
worked their asses off to try and give us
Oh.
experiences.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wanted to talk about was we were in the car, and I remember I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh, Matt's so cool. Oh, he's so cool. Oh, Matt, he's so cool. And I remember in primary school, they were talking about, or we must have learned about genes, right? Like scientific, genes that get passed down.
DNA.
And I said to you, while we were in the car, I went, hey, Matt, if I have the same genes as you and you're cool, will I be cool as well?
Oh.
And I was like, no, you have to defeat Kyle first. And then the coolness is passed on.
You turned around and you said, I've been waiting for this day for many years.
You have to defeat me.
And then the Doberman.
And then he put on Ice Ice Baby. Ding, 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 ding.
To learn the choreography first.
No. What was worse was you and Dad started pissing yourselves laughing because what you thought I meant was if I wear the same jeans
You wear
as you.
the same shoes.
Oh, that's so
And you're like, you
cute.
fucking idiots. No. Why would that work? They wouldn't even fit you. And I was like, no, I mean like science jeans. And then you were both like, oh, I don't know, actually. You were like, who's to say?
I don't know if you remember this, but you'd ask Dad some things and he wouldn't know. And this is prior to Google and stuff where you can just look shit up. And he would just bullshit answers.
You just make it up.
You just kind of make it up.
I'm learning this for the first time today. I might still be carrying around a lot of false information. Are you serious?
Well, he'd just like, oh, well, and then, because we were persistent. We're like, but why? And he would just, sort of make it up as he goes along.
Yeah.
So all the facts that you like
do you
to tell
remember
me,
anything
they
he
might
made
not
up?
be true.
It might not be true. Yeah.
I can't remember
the
anything
big spiel
specific.
I did about politics the other night. No.
I can't remember anything specific, but I do remember like just catching him out on the bullshit one time and just going, no, that's a load of horseshit.
So you defeated Kyle, you came back, and then were you the cool kid at Beacon Hill Primary? Where were you in the sort of social hierarchy? I always pinged you and Darren as the cool kids.
Yeah, see, when you're in school,
Yeah.
I don't think it sort of dawns on you that you're
Just me?
a cool
Okay.
kid or not. I never looked at myself as a cool kid.
Mm-hmm. But you were popular.
Looking back
But I
on
was
it.
popular. I had
You guys used to
lots
have-
of friends.
You had,
You
you had parties, you had
heaps
heaps of people
yeah.
over.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
thought they were cool.
Yeah.
I always loved hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
I did. They would come over. I couldn't wait to hang with them.
Well, it's younger sibling energy. My younger sibling was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with your friends?
Yeah, she loved our friends.
Yeah.
She always wanted to hang out with us. She'd run at them from, they
Yeah.
come in the front
I
door.
do the same
She'd
thing.
clock them from down the hall.
Yeah.
She'd run at them,
Yeah, see,
throw herself onto them and cling on like a koala.
yeah. I did
We had to apologise for her.
I did something similar. One of Matt's best mates, Dice.
Oh yes, I was
He's
just
got
about to
this-
tell this story.
Oh,
He
go,
tells
please.
it all the time.
Yeah.
So when Danny met Dice to start
Dice.
the first time, he ran up to Dice like a crazed dog, like just fucking sprinting at him.
I was a nuts
Just
kid.
sprinting
Yeah.
at him,
Yeah.
and just jumped up on him, grabbing whatever he could.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he smells like cake. Can I eat him?
Smells like cake. Can I eat him? And he tells me this story all the time.
All the time now.
And I'm like, Dice, I'm in my 30s. I don't know what. I don't know what you want.
I had a conversation with him less than a week ago, and he told me that story.
Dice brings it up
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time, he
That's
brings it up.
so
Like it was a
good.
traumatic event for him. I was his Doberman. You know what I mean? I was the evolved format of Doberman.
He went to hospital
Yeah.
afterwards. Got a tetanus shot.
There was a punctured wound underneath, and then I made him pledge allegiance to the flag. So I don't remember that, but I said it.
Brings it up all the
He brings it
He
up all
does,
the time.
he does.
It's
I
stuck
don't know
in
why.
his brain.
I don't
Yeah,
know why.
Great.
It
I
is,
love
it's
that.
wild.
yeah. But I don't remember any of your primary school friends.
I mean, yeah, there was James Ferrugia,
Oh yes,
Tim Goodman-Jones.
yeah.
Scott,
All of these kind of were crossovers.
Scott.
I remember Scott
McKellar.
McKellar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say Migowski.
No, you just made that. That was one of the names Dad gave you. You could call Dad right now and go, hey, what was that kid's name I went to school with? Migowski.
Migowski,
I'll
that
never
was
forget.
Who was the second president of the United States?
Scott Migowski.
Scott Migowski.
Yeah.
That just rattles around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend in primary school?
I did. I had a couple.
Oh, and you're slut shaming me.
Yeah, I had a couple.
A couple.
I think. I
Yeah.
don't know if the first one knew that we were dating.
Oh, yeah. that old chestnut.
Did it happen in your head?
I'm guessing, Matthew. I'm guessing the rest of Maddie's boyfriend also shared that story. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. She was probably dating. She probably dated every single. Okay, wait, no. So who was the girl that didn't know and probably to this day doesn't know?
Maria.
Maria. Yeah.
Maria. Yeah.
Where was she from?
Italy.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was Italian.
What are you going to find a boyfriend in 2 months? The form's coming up.
Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if we were actually ever official dating or it was just all in my head. But I remember.
Can we
How
unpack
does that
that?
work? Yeah. Did you ask her
I
out?
think I just followed her around.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
I think I just followed her around a bit. And
Yeah.
I do remember buying things at the canteen and giving them to her.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's
sweet.
nice.
Like little
And she
sweets
went,
and
"Oh,
stuff.
thanks," and you went, "We're dating."
This means we're dating.
Basically married.
Yes.
What did you buy her at the canteen?
I think
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think a Milko.
Oh,
That's
that's
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If,
that-
if you accept a Milko back then, I
Is that
think
a
you get married.
proposal?
Yeah, that's
I think it
that's
is a
wedding ring.
proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I think it's
Milko.
a Milko's. Yeah.
Yeah.
How good were all the little snacks and stuff you get at the
Oh
primary school
my
and high
God.
school?
Yeah,
Don't
we've
get
spoiled.
me
Oh.
started, Matthew.
Thinking about this at
And
work.
going to the corner shop and getting like all of the lollies.
Yeah, I know.
Like 5 cents.
Let's not get away from Maria. I can feel you getting away from Maria. So okay, so
You're basically stalking Maria. Yeah.
okay, so that was okay. So there was maybe an infatuation with
Yeah,
Maria.
maybe, I think it was maybe
and maybe just some in your head. Okay, so what venue? Like you're looking
Yeah.
at wedding venues
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
You're not expressing this. I feel like I did that to a few girls. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
yeah.
you just sit by and you
Yeah.
quietly wait. Oh
You
God, it's sounding worse and worse with
you
every
sit
sentence.
Yeah,
by-
what are you
I remember
talking
I bought binoculars. and I'd sit in a tree.
did
And I'd
it.
just be staring.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying that Milko.
I'm the guy that dethroned Kyle. Okay, well, who was the other one? Was there an official girlfriend?
Yeah, there was an official girlfriend.
Who was that?
This girl at church.
A girl at church.
Yeah.
God, it was so weird.
It was very
Church
incestuous
love
at
affair.
church.
But it's
yeah.
just so weird that, especially for you guys,
Mm.
your childhood was so church heavy.
Oh,
Mine was too, but
100%.
I think because mum and dad got older, when I got to like 10, 11, it was just
so
easier
you weren't there
to
for your
phase it out.
teenage. You weren't there for your late, like early teens.
Like,
I was into the church till I was about 14. And
I
then
was a
like,
Christian
yeah.
till I was like early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah. But I wasn't like committed, but I still believed in it until like 20 something.
Were you still
20.
going to church?
Kind of, not really, but I had a relationship with who I thought to be God. You know, I had, you know, I would pray and I
Praise
would
Jesus.
think that God had a,
Wow.
you know,
You prayed at night?
or just when I needed to talk. Yeah. Yeah, it was
and
weird.
now you use ChatGPT.
That is a
That's your God at the moment.
really. Maddie just sized me up and just fucking knocked me down. You know what Maddie just did to me? What you did to Kyle. Jesus.
Sorry.
No, it's true. You're 100% right.
It doesn't surprise me that you're like Christian to early 20s
Why?
because, well, the amount of church camps and shit that we'd be thrown into.
Yeah.
And then by the time I turned away at 14, I think Shree wasn't too far behind me. So all of the energy would have just been put into you to keep you at the church. And keep you as a Christian.
Yes, but I also think that it was a time of like, there was a lot going on. You know, at my age, you know, Darren was in uni. There was a lot of other stuff. There was so many kids they had to worry about when I came along.
Yeah.
You know, so it was. I think their energy, and they were getting older. So it was like, yeah, I had a much different experience. But what I was going to ask was, did you have a defining moment? Because I don't know if I've told it on this podcast, but I remember the defining moment when I went, oh shit, this is all bullshit. I literally remember the exact moment that happened.
I don't think there was a specific moment for me. I think I was just witness to so much hypocrisy over the whole shit with mum and dad. And
They're not paying for movies. And
Sneaking him into hotel rooms.
and just the whole like how fake it all was. Like, you know, we had to be this sort of picture perfect family going to church, even though we weren't picture perfect, and everyone in church knew that we weren't. But it was still this thing that they had to keep the facade up.
Yeah.
And when I turned away and I was like, I'm not going to church, like they were irate.
Yeah,
like
totally.
absolutely irate. And
Yeah.
it was more like, oh, my kids, you know, he'll die and go to hell.
Yeah,
it
totally.
was more like,
It was-
now I'm going to rock up to church without one of my children, and people are going to ask questions.
100%. It's you can only blame them so much because to them it's coming from a deep place of love.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And Maddie, you didn't have any exposure to this, did you?
The only exposure I had to this was my grandma, my dad's mum.
Yeah.
She's Catholic. Nonna, not NB.
Not MB. Yeah.
No, so my dad's mum, Nonna, who's not Italian, by the way, but we still had to call her Nonna for some reason.
Yeah.
I think she just didn't want to be called grandma.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
And then that was the cute name you guys picked for her, or she picked that?
She picked it.
To the mouth, Matthew.
To the mouth.
She
To
picked
the window.
name.
To the mouth. Put the microphone in front of your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to get us baptized like desperately.
Right. Yeah.
It is such a win, lose, succeed, failure to I think anyone especially in the 90s that is in a Christian church of like I have to keep my kids. If my kids are going to be in church, they're going to be safe and okay. Like it's so unsafe if they're not in church and in that system.
Yeah.
You know.
I do find like I do think that raising your children in church is a sort of safe option.
Sure.
I mean, churches are good. Like I hate religions, but the idea of church is sort of a good thing because you're bringing a small community of people together and they're all loving and caring for each other.
Oh, totally.
And
It's a community thing.
It is a community
literally.
thing, and that's great. And mum and dad milked that community like.
Oh my God, especially mum. But what I will say, and I've had this same conversation with Cherie, right, is like the one thing that I always saw, and especially watching a lot of our home movies and stuff and watching us on church camps and shit, you go, oh fuck, it was like a community.
Oh,
it was
mad
like
community.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like a big family. Like there was a lot of fun. Like yes, it was Jesus and all this stuff, but it was also like we went out and did the church picnic each year, and the kids would do a sack race and the egg and spoon race and like all
Lolly
of this.
man.
Yeah, the lolly man where they put this guy in a
Okay,
suit.
that sounds pedophile.
No, it's
so there, it's a funny thing. You say
Okay.
that.
It's a funny thing you say that. So it was this
Have
game
your
they did
Milko.
game. It was where Matt got
The
the
lolly
Milko.
man
Yeah.
comes out. He's
The
like,
lolly man.
go on, have your Milko.
Have your Milko.
Eat your Milko.
He turns to
No,
Matt.
no, in front of me. In front of
He
me.
turns to Matt. He goes, "How's Maria?"
I mean, thinking about the whole lolly man is quite crazy.
What
so it was
is this?
okay.
Yeah,
so
explain the lolly man. This was
all
on.
right.
This was
so
every year at church
a
picnic.
grown man
Yeah.
that was chosen.
Yeah.
Right, a grown man.
Yeah. It was usually the same guy every year.
Oh god. I don't know
like
if that's better
paper,
or worse.
like pin lollies, stapled lollies all over his pants and his jacket, and he would run. And all the kids would chase him, trying to grab lollies off him.
Our job was to basically tackle him.
It was tackle him
grab
down.
all of
And
the
then
lollies. Yeah,
he would fall in and go, "Oh, I've fallen! Oh no, the lolly man has fallen!" And then all the kids would jump on
They'd
top of him.
swarm him.
yeah.
And
When
then
I
they'd
did it,
they'd
and when I did it,
pick
it
them
was
off
weird.
with their mouth.
No.
You'd have to use your mouth. You can't use your hands. That's the rule. You have to use your mouth, especially near the bum.
I remember when I did. Yeah, it was just at the crotch and the bum. Yeah, and it was just the undies.
Yeah, he's just in his undies. And he stapled them to his skin.
Yeah.
He's like a real sicko.
Yeah, and the church kept announcing every year. I just want to remind everyone that's not part of the picnic.
The lolly
That's
man
another
is
man
coming.
that lives there.
But he's not
I remember
affiliated.
one year that Darren, he sort of like slide tackled.
Yeah.
The guy to take him out at the
Yeah,
legs.
he'd get injured for sure.
He would. Yeah,
You
yeah.
were.
Yeah, he
You
would
and
get
Darren
fucked
were
up.
mischievous.
Oh, 100%.
You were mischievous
Naughty.
kids.
Oh.
I've told the story of Larry, of you guys.
Yeah,
like,
that
just
was that's a
cheating-
very good.
a great
I like
story.
that.
of cheating the carnival system.
Yeah,
You
we
just-
were menaces, and and in early childhood we were a team.
Yeah.
and
We were a team.
oh, we were
You gang
and
up
we'd
on people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was chaotic. And mum
Did
and dad
you
hated
did you
it.
look up to Darren? Did you think he was cool?
I thought Darren was heaps cooler than Kyle.
Before Kyle was dethroned, Kyle was at the top.
Yeah. I used to always look up to Darren. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he slide tackled the lolly man.
Yeah, I remember him
Broke
slide
his
tackling.
kneecaps.
There's heaps of shit Darren did. Like at the church, he was always in trouble. I remember him. We went to Baptist church, and there was often baptisms, and they had there was 2 tiers to there was like the ground floor, and then there was a tiered level, and just underneath the tiered level at the rail,
Yeah, I remember.
was this pool that they'd like pull this wooden panel open, and then they'd heat the pool and they'd do the baptisms there. And Darren was at the top. I remember sitting next to him. I was at the top, and he just kept inching his Bible further and further in the middle of the baptism.
Yeah.
Until the Bible just fell straight into the pool while this person was being baptized.
And then he because he didn't want to get in trouble, he pretended to cry.
Yeah. Oh no, my Bible!
Yeah, and they were like, and they got him.
And they bought him a new
They got him like a gold-studded fucking Bible.
Started.
Yeah,
one.
just to,
Here's $150 Bible.
yeah.
There's a cutout and a gun in it.
The amount of Bibles I had as a kid,
Oh, there's
and I
heaps.
had these really fancy cases.
The cases,
for them as
yeah,
well.
Mum would buy the cases.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never
They're like
seen-
zip-up cases. Yeah,
Oh.
put pens in and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Study,
Yeah.
the study ones.
To
There was
circle the things
Always
you
religious.
like.
There was always religious books.
Do you
There was always-
remember do you remember the Bible? Did you
I do.
Did you have favorite things about it?
The Bible is wild.
Never
Bible
read
is-
it. I've never been.
You've never
there.
read a page?
No.
The Bible isn't. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of
I've
crazy.
heard.
But I remember, and this is so funny. But our youth pastor, I remember I read the entire book of John when I was in primary school. Right, John is one of the disciples,
And that's
I
a
think,
different
I think
Bible?
Jesus dies in John. Maybe
Is that a
Or he's
different
crucified?
book?
I don't know.
what?
That's a different book to the
No,
Bible?
that's one of the books in the Bible.
Oh, there's several books in the Bible.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
there's
kind of
so
like
many.
chapters,
There's
right?
so
There's
Okay.
so many. Yeah, the Bible's huge.
The stories.
The story, yeah, but yeah. So
Right.
John is one of the
Disciples.
disciples.
Maddie, have you ever met our mother?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? You've
remember-
met Carol Giles?
Well, remember I was there last time with you guys at
Oh,
the
yes.
house. Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, no, I've met her several times.
Has she ever given you a present or sent you a card?
She has.
She has?
Yeah.
Like a little Bible verse in there?
Did she put
No, actually, no.
No Bible verses?
No,
Oh, she doesn't
I
do
think
that
she
anymore.
probably
No, I don't
knows
think she
better
does it,
than
no.
that
Wow.
with me.
No.
Wow. wow, that never stopped her before.
Really?
With your girlfriends?
Girlfriends.
Did she give him a Bible?
Oh, yeah. No Bible.
Bible verses.
Bible verses.
Yeah.
would often
Really?
be in
I used to
there.
do bits about it on stage.
Yeah.
No, I think she knows better
Quite
because
quite an insane thing to do.
she knows that my mum is in a relationship with a woman, so she
does.
probably knows that
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Yeah, but
Well, some Christians are gay friendly, aren't they?
Oh, it's
there's
become
heaps of
quite a
progressive
norm
ones,
now.
yeah.
What was your experience at Beacon Hill Primary School?
me?
Yeah. Did you have Mr. Thompson? Alan Thompson?
Oh, I think that was just as I started, he left. He was a principal.
What?
Oh, no, I don't know. Mr.
So-
Thompson. No, I don't think I had him. No.
Alan Thompson, he was my 5th grade teacher. He was, he used to be a professional Manly football player. So he played back in the day when you'd get paid fuck all. You know, there was barely televised and that. Then he became a primary school teacher, and he was just a huge man with like muscles upon muscles, and he would do a science bit in the year 5 classes, and I'd always be in trouble with him. And I remember one day I was mucking up during one of the science things, and he was like, "No, that's it," and he put me in the closet, which was like where he put the bad kids.
Oh, my God, I remember this.
He
Oh,
put
my
the
God.
bad kids.
Yeah.
Put him in the closet.
What?
He fucking trench bowled you from...
Trunchbull.
Bowled you, yeah.
Yeah. And then one day, mucked up in the closet, closed the door, locked the door behind you. Like he'd lock you in. It was crazy. And inside, I just remember it was so cool inside because there was all these
loved it in there.
beakers and all this science stuff and all these cool things. So you could just spend hours like just
Would you Breaking
look
Bad in there?
around. Yeah, like just looking around and playing with all the
Strips
cool
off to his
things.
undies.
And
Alright,
I
so we
remember
got-
I was just so engrossed in like looking at all the shit on the shelf. I was just like, fuck it. How long have I been
Love
in
it
here?
in
I've been
here.
in here for a while. And then I kind of came out of focus, and I just or back into focus, I should say. And I noticed it was like quiet inside.
Oh my God.
And I didn't have a watch or anything, but he'd gone home. The school had finished.
They
And
forgot
everyone
about
had
you.
gone home, and they forgot about me.
Oh my God.
And I was there for hours, and the cleaner let me out.
What?
I was
my
banging on the
God.
door.
That's fucked
and
up.
the cleaner
Yeah. You
You could
eventually
have
came
sued
and
them for
found
that.
me.
What was the fallout from that? Because I remember this story.
I
What was the
don't-
fallout from that?
I can't remember what the fallout was. I can't remember what mum and dad's reaction was, if there
didn't
was a
care.
reaction with it, or they were like, but you probably deserved it.
Should we, as a closer, call mum and see if she remembers?
Oh
Should we?
my God.
I think we should because
That's so
that's
fucked
something.
up.
I don't think that's something you forget. Where's my phone?
And were you mad the next day? Were you like,
Oh,
Mr.
I was-
Thompson, what the fuck?
Yeah, hey man,
You left me there.
hey man.
Like, did you?
You were probably so scared you didn't even want to make a thing of it. Like,
He was a very intimidating guy.
Yeah,
He was
I
crazy.
bet.
Yeah. Another story that involves Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, go on.
A guy that he was in maybe Darren's year. His name was Jason Gustav.
oh yeah,
And
He sounds like a cool guy.
yeah, and he flipped out one day in high school, in Beacon Hill High, which was right next door to the primary school. I don't even think there was a fence or anything dividing the two schools. I think maybe an oval,
Yeah.
and that was it. No fences or anything.
yeah. No, you're right.
And
You could literally walk
Onto
there.
it.
Yeah.
And he flipped out, had some moment or something, and he came in and he was swearing and he was going crazy and he was walking through the primary school, and Mr. Thompson confronted him, and Jason took a swing at Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson was
Mr. Trunchbolt out.
Yeah.
Put him back
He
in
was-
the put him
Swung him by his ponytail.
Put Jason in the closet. Matt's still in there.
he dodged the punch and then just swung back and knocked him the fuck out. I remember just
shit.
watching this kid just getting dropped, just slammed, and then Miss Thompson's screaming and rah rah, and then I think other teachers were coming up, and then Jason got up and then he ran outside and he stole a car. He broke into a car and he stole a car and drove off.
Mr. Thompson's car or just someone's car?
Just someone's car. Someone's
So
car,
he just GTA'd out of there.
GTA'd out of it.
Dude. Wow.
Wow.
That's so
Was there any
wild.
fallout of this? Why is this guy not in jail?
I don't know. I mean, look, it was a very different time. Like
Sure.
I was
Locking kids and GTAing cars, yeah.
at Beacon Primary School, I used to get the paddle. So
That's
they
They
crazy.
used to hit you.
They used to hit me with a ping pong paddle.
on the bum.
On the bum. And so you'd be like, all right, you're in trouble. You go to the principal's office, and then they're like, all right, you're getting 10 licks of the paddle.
Licks.
Tomorrow.
Licks.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
And they go, they'd lift the paddle.
Tomorrow at
slap you on
3
the-
p.m. You come to my office, and you'll get 10 licks of the paddle.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. So you had the whole night to think
The
about
whole
it.
night to think about it.
Jesus.
fuck
And
off.
I remember putting on like 10 pairs of underwear just
Wow,
over the top
smart,
of each other.
smart, yeah.
And going to school with all these like extra
And they go,
paddle.
now we're checking for extra undies. Let me see. Let me have a look.
1, 2. No, more than one.
We've capped,
Yeah,
we've
so
capped
it
it
was
at
like,
one.
so the principal's sitting there
up.
just like abusing kids, just hitting kids. And when I went to the Covenant Christian School, they used to give me the cane.
Oh.
And so you'd put your hands out, hold your fingers out, and they'd hit you over the hand with
That's
a cane.
nuts. Yeah, I missed out on all of that.
It was
Thank
wild.
God.
Did they
yeah.
whack you hard?
It's so crazy that you send your kids off
To
and
get
be
abused,
and they're like,
essentially.
that you might get abused.
And it
So
was
maybe-
will.
it was even worse. Like
So
in
maybe
a
mum and dad were
generation
like,
back.
so maybe mum and dad were like, oh well, you know.
Well, they would have got the shit kicked out of them
yeah,
at schools
true.
as well.
It's wild. that
It's
that
a
was,
normal
that was
thing.
part of the education
Yeah.
system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when they were at school, kids would have been giving them teachers would have been giving them backhanders. Going, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It wouldn't have been this whole procedure. Go to the principal's office and then you'll get a paddling. I think they would have been dishing out punishment there and then.
They were just knocking out Jason's left, right, and center.
That kid, like he was probably 16,
That's nuts.
and this is a grown ex-football player. And I remember he had muscles.
couldn't wait.
He had
couldn't
muscles
wait.
upon muscles.
Yeah.
He had this huge bicep, and on top of his bicep was another bicep, like a golf ball. And he hit that kid, a 16-year-old kid.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Knocked him the fuck.
Oh man, yeah, I don't remember Mr. Thompson. Should we
Yeah,
call
he was
Mum
wild.
to close it out? Should we
I
call
think so,
Mum?
yeah.
yeah,
You got
okay.
your phone?
Yeah, she'll answer you.
Won't she answer you?
I don't know. She just never does. She looks at the phone and rolls her eyes.
Who do I call them, mum or dad?
Just try both. And we'll cut this out if they don't answer.
They never answer.
Oh, they never answer.
Yeah, this is the problem.
I think they should get a landline.
I 100%. I've been saying that forever.
Hello, Matthew Giles.
That's not the That's not the welcome I get when I call. It's
It's
just
Daniel, but it came up and said Matt Giles.
yeah, because I'm with Matt. When I call you, Mum, you go hi.
Well, from now on, I'll go, hello. I do not. Sometimes I have said Daniel Trent Giles.
That's true. Hey, Mum, we have a question for you. We're recording the podcast, and we have a question for you.
Who are you with? Matt Giles?
Yeah, Matt Giles. Yes, yes,
Why
me.
can't I say hello to Matt Giles
Hi,
one
Mum.
day? And Dawn, yeah, you've got a podcast question.
Okay, and you're here with Matt and
Hi,
me
Carol.
and Maddie.
Hi, mum.
Okay,
Who's
I don't
Maddie?
think she can.
Maddie,
hear me.
you know Maddie. We have a question.
It is a long
Yes, I'm
weekend.
listening to the question.
Okay, do you remember when Matt was in primary school and Mr. Thompson
Yes.
locked him in the
I do.
Cupboard.
locked him and forgot about him?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you?
Yes, I
Well,
Okay.
it's funny. I do. I remember that very well.
Okay, what? Okay, we want to know what happened after. Did you have a conversation with him? Did you call? What happened?
No, I don't think so because, I think I did go and talk to him because I think Matt didn't tell us till after.
What do you mean?
I don't think he told us on the very day.
You didn't tell him. You didn't tell him. You didn't go home and go, "Hey, I was locked in a cupboard for hours."
I probably just went home and played Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So okay, so when you
Didn't
found
care.
out, do you remember what happened?
as far as I remember, okay, now you're stretching my memory.
Yeah.
I did go and speak to what's his name, not Doctor, Mr.
Alan.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Thomas, and said, wasn't really happy about that. But I don't think he gave very much explanation or
You didn't give any explanation.
help. Why are you laughing?
Because of what you're saying. What do you mean?
It's very funny.
It's insane that he didn't give any explanation of locking a child in there for hours, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. It's terrible. What he did, I think he sort of said, Matt was misbehaving.
Oh, it's misbehaving.
Yeah.
But,
So
I
lock him in
brought
the
up the
closet.
fact that, you forgot about him and all this sort of thing. Yeah.
You forgot about
Wow. That's wild. That's wild. Well, thanks.
The funniest story with Matthew is at high school where he told the teacher that I was deaf and a few things like that, and then he told me the same thing about the teacher. So we were screaming
That's
at one
true.
another.
They were yelling at
That
each
is the
other.
funniest one.
They were yelling at each
You
other.
did
Yeah,
tell
that's
this
wild.
story.
That's- yeah.
And you at Matthew's place at the at wherever he lives, Hunter Valley.
No, he's at ours.
Well, why can't? Oh, that's lovely. And how are you, Daniel?
I'm good, Mum. I'm good. Yeah, I'm
Do you
good.
want to say hello to Matthew?
Hi, Mum.
I do remember Mr. Thompson locking you in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah, we're just
He
so.
forgot about you.
He did. He left me. The cleaner found me.
It was terrible.
That's great.
Carol Giles on the pod
Carol Giles on the pod.
We got her on.
for once.
Well, Matthew, thank you. This has been really informative and educational, and I really appreciate you coming on.
That was fun. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for having me, guys. I was hoping I'd get a clap.
Of course.
Now, are you going to listen to this episode?
Yeah, because you're the one listener that we know we're guaranteed every week listens. So I was thinking about this afternoon, and if Matt's like, "Look, I'm not going to listen," I'm going to be like, "Oh, we're fucking,
We're done.
we're done."
We'll just
Might as well
just
stop
burn that
now.
one.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for
everyone.
listening,
It's good.
guys.
And
I think everyone has to start sharing it.
yeah, thanks, Matt.
That's what
guys,
needs to
you
happen,
need to
isn't it?
start. Yeah, you guys, you're letting us down. I'm joking.
Whoever's not shared it, you're dead to us.
Nah.
But don't
Rate
you-
us 5 stars. And yeah,
Don't you
go on.
find the sharing is a very forced marketing?
It is,
strategy?
yeah. No, that's why we don't really say it. Because it's like share it. It's like,
Like
nah.
people don't share things to me,
No, there's
and I feel like if they
can't-
were like, "Hey," and they share this, I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I'm not listening to that.
Listen to that. Why would I listen to that?
There's a comic that has I can't remember. I'm so sorry, I can't remember what comic it is, but he's got a great bit. I know. Oh my god. It's fucking Sam Bowring. It's my fucking my comrade and one of closest friends, Sam Bowring.
just
He's got a
Sam.
bit,
It's
yeah.
fine.
He's got a bit about the post office where he gets a notification and goes, "Rate us and tell your friends about your experience." He's like, "I'm sorry, what kind of a fucking loser do you think I am?" Like, I might be butchering it, but anyway. All right, well, let's get out of here. Sign us, Maddie, Matt, do you want to say it too?
Bye, kids.
No, that's not right.
That's not.
Say it right.
Say it right, Matt.
Bye, kids.
No,
He's not doing
Matthew.
it.
Good night, kids.
Good night, kids.
Good night, kids.